Hi, I'm Samantha McDouglas from thebridgeteachers.com. Come look over my shoulder at a play problem. Let's take a moment and review this incredibly lively auction. Our hand was the dealer and opened one heart, showing 5 or more hearts and an opening hand or better. West doubled. This should be a takeout double, showing shortness and hearts, an opening hand, and support for the other 3 suits. Our partner bid 3 hearts. This partnership plays that as level of the fit, so it should be exactly 4 hearts and 0 to 9 points. East doubled. Our hand bid 4 hearts, furthering the preempt. We have a 10 card fit, and so should be at the 4 level. Not to be outdone, West bid 5 diamonds. Our partner bid 5 hearts. A little bit of an unusual bid from partner, especially at this vulnerability, but that's what partner did. This is, of course, a real-life example. East doubled for penalty, and everyone passed. West led the ace of diamonds. I want you to go ahead and take a moment and think about the hand. Try to come up with as complete of a plan as you can. I'm going to give you 3 seconds, and then we're going to play through a couple of tricks and talk about the plan. The person who held our hand played the 10. They really didn't have any choice. East played the 4, and our hand played the 7. West now led the king of spades. We played the ace of spades, and East played the jack. Our hand led the jack of hearts, and when East played low, and West showed out. Before you ever play a card on a hand, I want you to have a complete plan. Oftentimes in the lesson videos, I will go through a couple of tricks without evaluating the hand and coming up with a plan, simply to get to the moment that I want to talk about. But this is not something I want you in the habit of doing, no matter how obvious that play on the first trick was. And of course, it was very obvious. We had to play a diamond from dummy. We had to play a diamond from our hand. I still want you to assess the hand and come up with a plan before you play those cards. We're going to go ahead and do that now, having a little bit more information. Even though you assess the hand and come up with a plan before the first trick, after some things have happened, if things have changed and you have more information, you can do it again. So we are going to go ahead and do it now at this moment in time. And if you were the declarer on this hand, I would want you to do it before you ever played a card, and then I would want you to do it again here. So let's take a moment. We're going to be counting the south hand because it is the long trump hand. How many losers does the south hand have now? We have 5 losers. We still have a loser in the form of the king of hearts. We haven't solved that problem yet. Remember that counting losers is identifying problems that we need to solve. We still need to solve the king of hearts, so we are absolutely going to count that as a loser. We have a spade loser. Both of our diamonds are not good. And we're missing the ace of clubs. We've lost 1 trick. We are in danger of losing 5 more. We are doubled. We are vulnerable. If we lose 5 more tricks, we are going to get a very, very bad result regardless of whether or not 5 diamonds is making. If 5 diamonds is making and we go down only 1, we will probably actually get a pretty good result, but not if we go down 2, and certainly not if we go down 4. So looking at our losers, what can we do? There's really nothing you can do about the spade, and there's really nothing you can do about the ace of clubs. But we can finesse in hearts, and we know it's working because West doesn't have any hearts. What else can we do? We can trump 2 diamonds. That will actually get rid of 3 of our 5 losers, which will put us down 1, which, if 5 diamonds is making, will actually be a good score. Down 2, not a good score. So I know that you have been told to draw trump, and I am super guilty of that. I will always tell you to draw trump. On every hand, you should be drawing trump, unless what you want to do in your plan cannot be done if you draw trump. So can we draw trump here and still execute our plan? No. How many hearts does East have? East has 2. So if we draw 2 more rounds of trump, how many trump will we have in dummy? 1. Will we be able to trump both diamonds if we have 1 trump in dummy? No. In order to trump both diamonds, we need 2 trump. And that means that we can't draw both trump. In fact, by playing the Jack of Hearts here, Declarer has made an error. So let's take this trick back. Why do we need to take this trick back? Why is leading the Jack from dummy to finesse an error? Transportation. We need to trump 2 diamonds. Which hand do we need to be in to do that? The south hand. And guess what? It's actually not very easy to get to the south hand. If we win the Jack of Hearts in dummy, we're not going to be able to trump both diamonds because we won't be able to get back to our hand enough times. So let's take this trick back. Obviously, you can't take tricks back when you're playing, unless you're playing with good friends who are feeling kind and generous. But it is useful in a lesson setting to be able to do that. So if you are playing with yourself, if you're playing with a deck of cards or solitaire or reading a book, it can be very helpful to go back and see if you can do it a different way and succeed that way. You have to be super careful with your transportation here. So I've helped you out a little. We need to win this trick in our hand so that we can lead a diamond. And in fact, we need to get back to our hand a second time to lead another diamond while we're finessing east. So how are we going to take the finesse and win in the south hand twice? We're going to start by playing the 2 to the 8, and then we're going to play the 9 or the 10 or the jack to the queen. So we have a lot of equal value cards here. We have the queen, jack, 10, 9, 8. We can afford to do some overtaking here, but we have to be careful because if we play the 2 to the queen, we won't be able to take the finesse a second time, winning in our hand because the jack, the 10, and the 9 will win in dummy. It is really important that the 2 and the 8 play together. Now you could do that in any order. You could play the jack, 10, 9 to the queen, and then the 2 to the 8. Or you could start by playing the 2 to the 8. Both ways work. So let's take this trick back. If we lead the jack, and you can go either way, you can do the 2 to the 8 first or the jack to the queen. Any way you want to do it. If we do the jack to the queen, now we trump a diamond. Don't trump with the 2. Because if you trump with the 2, you won't be able to play the 2 to the 8. You have to be very, very careful with your transportation here. Now we play the 2, again, very, very carefully, winning in our hand. Do not cash the ace of hearts because you won't be able to trump the diamond. We need to be able to trump this diamond. And now we need to get to our hand, and the best way to do that, of course, is with a club. East wins this trick, and when they lead a club, we are able to win this trick. We're not worried about West trumping because, of course, they don't have any trump. Now we can pull the last trump. And we are only losing the spade going down 1. If we go back, at this moment in time, this is the second trick. The first trick was the ace of diamonds. The second trick was the king of spades. If you are careless with the heart suit, if you draw 3 rounds of trump, if you don't manage your transportation so you can't get back to your hand, you won't be able to trump both of these diamonds. And if you can't trump both diamonds, you're going to go down 2. So let's say that you draw 3 rounds of trump. You can also accomplish this same result by not being super careful with the heart suit. We just take our normal finesse. We continue taking our finesse because, of course, it worked. Why wouldn't we? And we draw the last trump because we were taught to draw trump, correctly so. And now we can trump 1 diamond, but that other diamond is going to lose. Instead of just going down 1, unfortunately, we are going to lose a total of 4 tricks and go down 2, and that is not going to be a good result. On this hand, it is very important that we go down only 1. Let's go back. In order to only go down 1 on this hand, you are going to need to be exceedingly careful with the heart suit. And that is an advanced high-level thing to do. But the thing that I want you to see is that you need to trump both diamonds. Because even if you screw up the heart suit, all might not be lost. The most important part of this hand is knowing that you need to trump 2 diamonds. The mechanics of how you're going to do that, they're complicated. It's difficult and it requires you thinking ahead, planning for bad breaks, thinking about how you're going to get to your hand. But the essence of this plan is the understanding that we can't draw 3 rounds of trump and still trump 2 diamonds. Because if we draw 3 rounds of trump, we only have 1 trump left in dummy. Let's go back to the auction before a card was ever played and look at all 4 hands. When we talk about sacrifice math, understanding who is making, who is going down, and how many tricks you can go down and still come out ahead is really important. When you talk about sacrifice math, vulnerable games are worth 600. Non-vulnerable games are worth 400. So in this case, if the opponents are making 5 diamonds, it's worth 400. We are vulnerable because we are red. They are not vulnerable because they are white. So 5 diamonds making is worth 400 points. If we get doubled in 5 hearts and go down 1, that's 200 points. And that is a very good exchange because rather than losing the 400 points of 5 diamonds making, we went down 1, we only lost 200 points. It's a very good savings for us. Because we're vulnerable, if we go down 2, now we've lost on this exchange because down 2 vulnerable is 500 points. Now instead of losing 400 points, 5 diamonds making, we're losing 500 points. We're losing too many points. So when you play this hand, it is vital that you plan to go down only 1. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you are trumping 2 diamonds and, of course, taking a heart finesse. Is 5 diamonds making? Absolutely. The opponents are going to lose 1 spade trick and 1 club trick, and they are going to make 5 diamonds. So if you can go down 1 on this hand, you will get a very nice score. Remember, we always draw trump unless drawing trump interferes with our plan. In this case, if we draw trump, we can't trump 2 diamonds. We can only trump 1. Since our plan is to trump 2 diamonds, we need to delay drawing trump. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please keep supporting by liking and subscribing. It makes a world of difference.